The Magic Paintbrush, Chapter 7. Luna didn't stay crouched for long. She erupted into motion, bounding onto the bed, then the dresser, almost tipping over the porcelain urn. Then back to the bed, then scrambling halfway up the wall before lunging down again and run circles around Amy. "Amy!" he cried. "Oh man, Amy, this is awesome! This is the coolest! This is the best! Isn't this the best?" He didn't wait for a reply, which Amy was too thunderstruck to give. He'd noticed the drawing of himself on the floor and struck a pose to match it. He was bigger than the tigers at the Bronx Zoo, yet moved with the lightness of a house cat. His claws scored lines on the hardwood floor. "Not bad, not bad," he said. "You got my stripes just right. Oh, what's that?" He pointed at the paintbrush, which Amy had dropped in shock. Before she could move a muscle, he snatched it up. "That's a cool brush," he said. "Where'd you get it?" "I," Amy sputtered. "I." She couldn't breathe, let alone speak. The magic, self-repairing paintbrush had left her in a daze. But this was way more than she could handle. Forget Lalo. Amy was going to have a heart attack. Luna sprung onto the windowsill. The window was still open. His eyes grew huge as he took in the bustle and noise of Chinatown at dusk. "Look at all those lights!" He inhaled deeply, his whole body wriggling with delight. "And all those smells! Being alive is amazing!" He shoved the paintbrush into his beak. Then, without so much as a good-bye, he scrambled down the fire escape and was gone. It wasn't hard to chase after Luna. Amy just followed the screaming. "Sorry, sorry," she cried, sprinting through the streets. Her house slippers tried their best to trip her. The sidewalks thronged with people, horrified, terrified people, who shouted about the nightmarish creature. Amy hoped it was dark enough for people to miss exactly what sort of creature Luna was. He was just tiger-like enough to be mistaken for one if he was moving fast and the light was weak. And no one believed their eyes. She darted past a bubble tea shop where two women stood slack-jawed by the door. She ran through a crowd of men clamoring about a golden-pelted beast. Farther down the road, a little girl squealed and jabbed her finger at a dim sum restaurant advertising authentic Hong Kong eats. Without thinking, Amy ran inside. The hostess cowered behind her podium, squeaking in a protest as Amy blew past. The restaurant was a pandemonium. Silver dim sum carts lay overturned on their sides, sesame balls rolled across the red carpet, and bowls of sweet tofu flour pudding mingled with puddles of saucy spare ribs. Amy nearly slipped on a stream of chicken congee. She looked around, but only saw flabbergasted patrons and stunned waitstaff. "Where'd it go?" she demanded. Someone pointed toward the kitchen. Amy dodged the waiter, who tried to stop her, and careened through the swinging doors. She almost careened out again. A burly chef came at her, yelling in Cantonese. She didn't speak Cantonese, but could guess he was saying something like, "Get out of my kitchen!" "I'm here for She made a vague gesture with her hands. How did one describe Luna? The big yellow and black thing? The chef frowned suspiciously. When he spoke again, it was in English. It went out back. "Thanks," Amy said meekly. She speed-walked through the kitchen. Luna had knocked down pots and pans, had spilled a whole wok of fried dumplings. Paw prints marred a pile of rice on the floor. He was faster than she was, but seemingly a lot more distractible, too. If Amy was lucky, she could still catch up. She stumbled out the kitchen's back door. It didn't smell nearly as nice by the trash cans as it had inside the restaurant, but she forgot all about that when she spotted Luna. He was neck-deep in a trash bin, sniffing or eating the smelly contents. "Luna!" Amy shouted. Her voice wobbled. It felt so weird saying his name aloud, and saying it to Luna, that was even weirder. Luna skittered backwards. He still clutched the paintbrush in his beak. Luna, she hesitated. She had no idea what to say to an old imaginary friend. Was this even really her Luna? Or did he just look like her Luna? Please don't run away. I'm not running. The words were garbled around the brush, and he spat it out. It rolled across the dirty asphalt. I'm exploring. Amy inched toward the jade paintbrush, then bent to scoop it up. Luna didn't seem to notice or care. Come, smell this, he yelled, ducking into the trash bin again. I've never smelled anything like this before. Well, I've never smelled anything before in real life, but this has got to be special. Amy opened her mouth, but found no words. Luna. Luna was alive. How was that possible? He was only a drawing, only a figment of her imagination. She'd sketched Luna 1,000 times before. The only thing different this time was the brush. The brush that had already repaired itself before her eyes. Magic, she thought again. Excitement blazed through her. Someone gingerly cracked open the kitchen door, and Amy threw her weight against it, holding it shut. First things first. She had to get Luna out of here before someone called the police or animal control. She had to get him back to the apartment where she was supposed to be in her room. Lau Lau hadn't set down any rules, but Amy was pretty sure sneaking out of the apartment after dark wasn't allowed. Luna? Again, her tongue tripped on his name. I can get you a better snack than trash. If you come back to my grandma's apartment, I'll find you something you love, as long as you swear to be quiet and not cause any trouble. Oh, definitely, Luna's tail perked up. Absolutely, 100%. He helped Luna drag a trash bin in front of the restaurant's back door. He was even stronger than he looked. Then they set off down the street, keeping to the shadows.